Yeah, this is a beauty. Oh, hey. How you doing, fellas? It's your boy Meta, coming to you from the Metaverse, wrestling representing SPW, Singapore Pro Wrestling, and you're watching Wrestle Geeks.
Welcome, Wrestle Geeks, to Wrestle Geeks ReCaps for Impact Wrestling. I am your host, the Geek Trevor Firth, being joined by the modern day Viking, Jay Scriven.
How we doing?
And the Impact Predictions Champion, the Hype Simp, Jordan Talbot.
I'm letting the giggles come out first, and hello everyone.
So great wrestling this week, guys. I don't know if you guys watched anything other than Impact, but some really good stuff this week.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into Impact, I want to bring up New Japan Strong from June 18th, the day after the Impact we're about to talk about. So, on it, Josh Alexander had his debut match, which was just really cool to see. Really fun to see. And in the main event, we had Kojima versus JR Kratos, which is another huge guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Kojima is just consistently putting on great matches against big men, like really big guys. It's fun. Other than that, they announced that they're going to be doing a tag team tournament starting in 2 weeks from this New Japan Strong that's about to air this Friday. And in a little over 2 weeks, they're starting a tag team tournament where TJP is going to be in it, teaming up with Clark Connors, as well as the Good Brothers are going to be making their New Japan Strong debut.
There we go.
That should be pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But, unless you guys have anything to talk about.
I think we need to say congratulations to Sammy and Havoc.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
But if that's it, guys, then we're just going to go right into Impact, June 17th. So, BTI does what I knew it was going to do, basically, because, you know, we had an Impact Plus special, so of course BTI just kind of ran down all of that. But, oh man, like, Iceman the Iceman intel this time was that something about Sami Callihan, how someone's coming from Anthem for Sami Callihan to deal with Sami Callihan. I'm like, we were literally just told that at the beginning of BTI. Why is this your Iceman intel? And earlier that day, what did they announce on Twitter earlier that day? The Ultimate X match for Slammiversary. Why wasn't that the Iceman intel segment? Like, hello? Is that not, like, super obvious?
It was pathetic. Honestly, the Iceman intel, I'm just fucking done with it, mate. I'm just done with it. Like, I don't know if I can watch BTI anymore. I really don't. Like, if they put another hour-long fucking match on, I'll watch it, but just done.
No, I mean, I was about to tune in for literally just the matches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I say this, but you know I'm going to end up watching it either way.
I mean, I'm not actually going to be pushing myself to watch it if I don't have the time. So. But the match itself was Daivari versus Jake something. And, man, I want to see more Daivari.
Well, you can't. He's just signed with WWE.
Right?
As a producer. Fucking bollocks. That match itself was Jake something versus Daivari. You get Myers and Beal come out taking notes. And, sorry about that. And yeah, it was quite a good match. Daivari goes for an outside dive and Jake something stops him and then does like this clothesline on the side of the ring. That was really good. Daivari shoves Jake into the post. And then Jake gets rolled back into the ring and he does a black hole slam and Jake gets the pin and the win. And then after the match, carry on.
Jake slapped Myers after retaliating from being smashed into the ring post and before hitting the black hole, which is why what happens next happens.
And then Sam Beal and Myers jump into the ring and kick the hell out of Jake something.
Yeah. The match was fine. Like I said, I like seeing Daivari wrestle. I really enjoy him on MLW. I've always had fun every time he's here in Impact, and I'm sad that we won't be seeing him in anywhere else anymore. But it is what it is.
How old is he now? He's like, what, 40-something?
He's definitely in his 40s.
Mm.
I mean, Arya Daivari, that was on 205 Live, don't know if he still is his little brother. And he's in his 30s. So...
let's see. You know, it's gone to a producer role with WWE. It's not too bad for him, you know. Yeah, like you said, I'll be sad that we won't be seeing him on TV. But it's nice that he made this appearance.
No, exactly. It's cool.
Yeah.
And this is obviously leading to Jake Something versus Brian Myers.
I look forward to seeing Myers and Beal as a tag team. Like, you know, when they were still at the end of the match and they had their arms out.
Yes.
I just think at that point they look like they could be a really good tag team.
I agree. I think doing this little mentorship with having Sam Beal beat Jake Something dirty because of Myers, I think that'd be like a good way to cement it and then send them into the tag team division.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jake Something and Matt Cardona could team up when Matt Cardona comes back. Which is not the worst, honestly. I think that would be pretty good. But do you want to take us into the opening of the show, Jordan?
Sure. So in the opening of the show, first of all, we got, the classic recap of what had happened at Against All Odds. For those who don't know, at Against All Odds, Sami Callihan, because of his attacking of Kenny Omega, Don Callis fired him. So now the big question is, what is going to happen with the main event? Because the main event is supposed to be Sami Callihan versus Kenny Omega. And we have Gia Miller was outside the office of EVP Scott D'Amore looking for an answer. But Moose hits the door, screaming, basically saying, I shouldn't say screaming. He was basically saying he was screwed out of the title and he wants a rematch. And D'Amore basically, brushed him off. And we are also told that the management board is going to send someone to the Impact Zone to settle everything. And, D'Amore basically said, I don't have time for you, Moose. And Moose basically says he is going to make time. So, Moose is going to do something to set everything up.
Yeah, I do.
And I love this opening.
I agree. I like the D'Amore being the whole, like, look, dude, you're angry, Sammy's angry, I'm angry, everybody's angry. Like, deal with it. And I love that about D'Amore. He's really good at putting people in their place quickly. The only person you can't ever seem to do that to is Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, great opening, though. I really enjoyed it.
Well, what I liked about it was that they covered pretty much everything you need to cover for an opening. And they set up for another part of the show.
Yeah. Jay?
No, I agree. I think the way Moose came in and was very, making his statement, making it set, so we all know what's going on. We all know what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when it happened, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So, opening match, TJP with Fallah Bahh ringside versus Black Taurus with Crazy Steve at ringside. Go ahead, man. Break it down.
This match, I don't think TJP can have a bad match. I watched this and was just like, can he have a bad match? It was just incredible. What you expect from an Impact opening match. It had everything in it. They just work so well together. Again, it's got to be all on TJP. But so TJP does a tornado TDT off the top rope, and Black Taurus slides out the ring. TJP then does an outside dive and lands on Crazy Steve, Black Taurus, and Valabar. And then TJP rolls Black Taurus back in the ring. He goes up, he gets the Mamba Splash, he gets the win.
Yeah. Really fun, fast-paced match. I really, really liked it. I agree. When it comes to luchadors, right? Like, there's two styles of luchador pro wrestling. There's Technico, which is heel style, extremely extravagant high flying. Then there's the Budo, right? And I absolutely love. Oh yeah.
Did you say Technico heel style?
Oh no, sorry. Technico is face style. My bad.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah.
Yeah.
Rudo is heel.
Rudo is normally seen as a heel style wrestling, but Black Taurus does Rudo so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of all the luchadors, out of all the really traditionally Rudo style guys, like, oh man, I really love Taurus in it. He's so good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But after the match, Moose comes out and just hijacks the show again, which he literally, like, I'm hijacking the show again. I'm like, okay.
Do you know what shocked me about this? So one, I was surprised it happened now. I thought it would happen when Scott D'Amore was out. That's what I thought would happen. But I thought that would be sooner in the show as well. But the fact is, TJP got his ass handed to him, and Falabar was just nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Falabar didn't come in or anything. I have no idea why.
He's too clever. You ain't gonna fuck with Moose, are you? Let's face it.
Unless Moose took him out like before sliding in, and we just didn't see it on camera. But no.
For me, two things about this whole thing was, one, I like the fact they did not drag it out when Moose was going to come out. Moose basically said, you're not going to have a show. Yeah, you just had a good match. Fuck it. I'm taking over.
Yep.
And give me what I want. But I think we can all agree the star of this segment was Chris fucking Sabin. Chris Sabin just looked he just looked like a badass, in my opinion. Like, just came in, drop kicked him, just did not give a shit, just beat the crap out of him. Well, beat him up.
Yeah.
And basically looked in the camera and yeah.
As soon as Moose was about to sit on his chair and hijack the rest of the show, Sabin comes out of nowhere, delivers a great diving drop kick from the top rope, and just, yeah, like you said, he starts kicking Moose's ass. And then he's just yelling at Moose, being like, Slammiversary, let's go.
My favourite part about this is when Sabin's just throwing his shoes at him. Shoes seem to be a really popular weapon in Impact Wrestling.
Well, isn't there a great British chant? If you hate this guy, take your shoes off.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I only know that because it's for Zach Gibson.
I watched...
If you hate Gibson, take your shoes off.
Yeah. I watched Pete Dunne smack somebody with a sandal once, too. He took a fan's sandal, flip-flop, and he just smacked somebody with it. That was pretty good.
Also,
but I just loved... Continue. No,
I didn't see this feud coming out of anywhere. Like, I didn't see Sabin versus Moose. Like, it really shocked me.
I agree. I'm all for it, though.
Oh, yeah.
I just loved how badass Chris Sabin looked. He didn't look like a guy who just, he didn't come down the ramp with his entrance music. He came out of nowhere and just basically said, Moose, I'm going to kick your ass. That's it.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, the classic thing of where he's a veteran and he's tired of, the young guy just pushing everybody around. But that's not the angle they're going with, in my mind.
No, I agree.
Just Chris Sabin is pissed off at this guy.
Agreed. Next we go into the first of 4 backstage segments that I hate. I really don't like this whole sneaking around the corner, watching spying on the wrestlers thing.
Yeah.
Just not a general fan of it. Just gonna bring it up now. So Rohit and Ace are talking. Fulton's there too, of course. Rohit's super pissed that Fulton interfered with the with the number one contendership match, and it got thrown out the window. And it ends with Ace convincing Rohit to work with him, alongside of him in the Ultimate X. Like, let's team up. Come on, I got your back, you got mine. Let's up our odds of winning this. I'm like, okay, cool, makes sense.
I think you and I, Trevor, are the happiest when this happened.
Yeah, Ace and Rohit working together is awesome.
Because you got your guy, I got my guy.
Yep.
You know it's only gonna last until the match. Like, you know, when we're in the match, they'll have a moment. They'll split up, be heartbreak. Everyone will be crying. Trey Miguel will win.
Ace Austin is a honorable man.
I can't wait to see Rohit screw him.
See, Rohit is the evil one.
What website's that on?
Rohit Roju, more like Roshit Ropu.
I like the bit where Ace says, you know, you're an X Division champion. I'm a 2-time X Division champion.
Yeah.
It's not a competition.
Of course.
Yeah.
Next we get Gia, who's trying to ask Chris Sabin about his knee, and Sabin's just like, hey Gia, screw you! Grabs the mic.
I loved it.
And just proceeds to start calling out Moose more.
But tell me, you can't see that Chris Sabin looks so badass here.
He did. I found that hilarious.
He was just rude. Honestly, Gia's like, so Sabin, blah blah blah, and he's like, fuck off, Moose. I'm not talking to you.
It.
I'm not talking to the hired help. You can jog on.
Yeah. So Sabin versus Moose, Slammiversary. It's happening. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we go into the second match of the night, Madman Fulton versus Josh Alexander, and this was not a title match, but holy shit, this was a good match. This was fun. This was awesome. I had so much fun watching this. I honestly, man, you could have told me it was a title match because they both went all out like if it was. So it was great.
I've got a lot of hope for Fulton, to tell you the truth. I hope he's in the title picture soon. At least one of the title pictures.
Yeah.
Him and Ace need to be tag team champions.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen. That's a guarantee on that.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so it's just a full-on match. Really good, like you said. And Josh gets the pole driver on Fulton to get the pin.
Crazy that he was able to do it with a double underhook pile driver on him, and it looked great.
It really did. Oh, there's one thing about the crowd about the piped-in crowd noise. They got me for a second because at some point, Fulton hits a move, and they had a "You suck" from the crowd, and it sounded so natural that I was just like, I heard it. Then like maybe 5 seconds later, my brain went, "Hey, wait a second." There's nobody like that was piped in. Man, like they're scary good at it, but I can't wait for Slammiversary to have fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about Slammiversary. Obviously, Samoa Joe's not going to be there. I'm so disappointed about that. Like him re-signing with WWE or NXT, whatever it is. I'm absolutely devastated.
I agree, dude. I would love to have seen Samoa Joe working in Impact in any way, any capacity.
Yeah. I will put some defense for NXT on here, and it's only because of this, because I have to respect Triple H for being a guy who basically, let's be honest, Vince McMahon, he's out of touch. Like, the guy doesn't get a wrestler anymore. But Triple H, he still sees so much value in Samoa Joe, and, you know, at least he's smart enough to know, hey, I want this guy back.
Oh, Triple H is very smart.
Like, I'd say, you know, people could say whatever they want about the WWE, but the fact is, you know, Triple H is the guy who saw Cedric Alexander and Drake Maverick, and it was just like, yeah, we're keeping these guys.
I agree. Triple H just gets it. But, Jordan? Boo! Boo! No, I'm kidding, dude. If you like, you know, if you like Impact, great. If you like AEW, great. If you like WWE, great. As long as you like and you're watching wrestling, then you're helping it grow in some way.
Yeah.
So I mean, like what you like. It's all good.
I think 3 hours of Raw is just too long, and I'm surprised they haven't realised this. And I was reading a thing earlier about the USA Network being funny that SmackDown on Fox had the Hell in a Cell match, and it was just very much like, well, you know, you owned like let's face it, it's like WWE's owned one part by someone and one part by someone else, and they're both competing for the best matches and the best wrestlers, and it's just a bit, I don't know. Of course, you're gonna have tensions there, especially now that Peacock of the WWE Network, and you know the rumors of WWE going up for sale.
Mhm.
I hope Disney buy it because I'd love to see Disney princesses in WWE. I'd probably
That'd be
watch that.
beautiful. I would.
Dude, we already had that. It's called the Divas era.
Aw. That ain't a Disney
They're
princess.
definitely not Disney princesses.
That's not Disney princess.
Okay,
That's keeping up with the Kardashians.
To be fair, I mean the Bella Twins action figures look a hell of a lot more like Barbies or Bratz dolls. Okay, let's just say it. The first ones they made were not actual action figures.
Yes.
So back into Impact. Afterwards, after Josh gets a win, Ace attacks Josh. Luckily, fellow Canadian Petey Williams comes in, but then Rohit comes in to pummel Petey, and then Trey Miguel runs in to try to beat up Rohit, and then Shira comes in and stands. And the great thing I loved was that Ace and Rohit celebrate with their monsters. Like
You know,
you
I was
have
confused
Ace.
about this bit.
I don't care about Shira.
Yeah, they started talking like Shira had been away, and I hadn't even noticed. They're like, "Oh, he's back! Finally, he's back!" I'm like, "Had he been away?" Like, I didn't even realise.
I noticed that. Okay, dude, I miss Swingers Palace more than I miss Shira.
Oh, hey, that's my thing. That's my thing. You pick your own thing. That's mine. Hello?
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah. You don't have enough things, dude. You got Rosemary that you're always drooling over.
Mhm. Of course.
Drool.
Ah.
Of course.
Oh God.
You're welcome. Just bring it down that level, guys. Yep, that's the way to do
All
it.
right, calm down, Moana.
Oh god, dude, you don't have kids, and you know what that is. So that's hilarious.
Hey, that's a beautiful song.
No,
It's the rocks in it. That's why.
Damn right it is.
Oh god. Okay, we need to get back on track.
Yeah. So after that, we go backstage. Deanna is interviewed, or Deanna basically says she's
Another corner. It's another peeking around the corner promo.
yeah, and she basically says, you know, she's done with Kimberly and Susan.
Yeah, and Susan's just like, screw you.
I hope, because obviously next week we've got Deanna versus the Crackhead. Yeah, and I'm hoping that this is the end of her, because obviously Deanna's not there to keep her in line as this Crackhead, to keep feeding her crack, obviously. And so we've just figured out who her dealer is. And
Can we both?
hopefully this is Sue Young coming back.
Can we all agree though that Deanna looked amazing?
Deanna
And the leopard, dang. That's all I'll say.
No, dude, Deanna always looks amazing. She's incredible.
Oh yeah.
Morrissey is next. He's backstage with Gia Miller, and I don't remember what the question she asked is, but he just goes on this trashing rant where he just trashes everybody for having friends,
Mm-hmm.
or for believing they have friends. He's like, look, Willie Mack and Rich Swann got them nothing. I crushed them both. Kojima lost against Violent by Design, having Eddie Edwards, it didn't do him anything. So I'm like, okay, cool. But I just find it funny how, I'm like, okay, guys, you're giving him I get it, he's good on the mic, but don't overdo it because he's gonna run out of fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his gimmick is good in small doses. Give me a promo every 2 or 3 weeks, not every week. They overkill it.
He also talks about Falabar and TJP when Moose attacked TJP and Falabar, where was he?
Yeah, you're right,
Loved it.
Next we go into Steve Maclin's debut match against some kid called Jason Page.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
No, this is a great little squash match. I really liked it.
Yeah, Macklin just destroyed him, didn't he?
He did. I just want to say, commentary brings up how he refused to do any kind of interview whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you already said what you had to say. He had a bunch of promos.
Yeah, I didn't think he had to say anything to commentary. I think they did the right thing there by not like dragging it out a little bit, really.
Yeah.
We've seen him talk, and now we've seen him wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it wasn't against someone, like Triple XL or someone who just always loses. It was someone who we haven't seen before. We haven't, we don't know. We don't see week in, week out. And yeah.
Local talent. Local talent A.
Yeah. But so Macklin gets the inverted DDT to get the win. After just beating the hell out of him.
Is that what that move is?
Inverted face lock. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, it was pretty much an inverted DDT.
I mean, no, because the inverted DDT, he would have had him in that face lock position and then gone straight down. He lifts them up and then slams them back down, almost like a gourd buster or like a face buster, but in reverse. I don't know. I'm not sure what to call it. I'll be honest. And
we'll call it the lifted inverted.
Obviously, neither did Josh Matthews because he's like, oh, and Macklin does that move. I'm like, good job, Josh. Good job.
Sold it well. That was great.
Yeah. I'll just say this about the match. Steve Macklin looked awesome. The guy looked like a star. And I'm happy he's getting an opportunity because, you could say he was underutilized in WWE, and it's true he was, but a lot of that has to go to Jackson Riker for the controversial tweet that he made, and that kind of killed the momentum for the Forgotten Sons.
How is he still in WWE?
It's WWE, but anyway.
Out of the three of them, he's the one they kept.
Yep.
Like, seriously.
Yep. But I loved how, it was a straightforward squash match. He just came in there, did his job, and he just looked like a star.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens next with him.
They
don't strap a rocket to his back too fast. But
let this guy grow.
Yeah. Next we get another crappy style promo where Rachel Ellering and Jordynne Grace are talking, and Jordynne Grace is upset, pissed off at Rachel because she lost against Neil. And she's just like, why do you want me by your side? Out of the ring, blah blah blah. It's pointless. Yeah. By this point, I was disinterested in this style of promo completely. So,
I actually gotta admit, I love these kind of things.
I'm okay with if you put one. This is the third one.
I don't know.
That's all. I mean, maybe that's the word. That's really what it is. I'm not a fan of them, and there was 3 of them, so that really killed them for me. But anyway. After this, we get Gia and Dawn. Jay, do you want to take us into what Dawn says?
Yeah, so Dawn opens the door, basically just saying, I did what Scott didn't have the balls to do against all odds, like I'm so important, it's all about me kind of thing, and just basically run down that Sammy's a nutter and that he did what Scott doesn't have the balls to do.
Scott cares about the talent. Don cares about the business.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
So
sees them,
therefore-
doesn't see them as names, he
Guy.
sees them as a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good cop, bad cop, pretty much.
And when he gets asked about the representative from Anthem, he's just like, yeah, no, not worried.
Yeah.
Whatever. Deal with it. Been there, done that. Next we go into Tennille Dashwood versus Rachel Ellering. Jordan Grace is not there.
Yeah.
I love how at the beginning of the match, Tennille and Caleb offer Rachel a t-shirt. That's just fun.
Mhm.
And then
Especially after the last segment, All About Me, where he presents the t-shirt and gives it to Dashwood.
yes,
Yeah.
but I absolutely loved this match. I think this was the match of the night for me, actually.
Mm.
Rachel Ellering, when she came in, I was cringing because my last experiences with her were really bad. I'll be honest, but damn, dude, she's really she's improved so much. Even since coming into Impact, she has improved so much. I really enjoy watching her go, and Tennille is one of those people that, like TJP, Tennille has never delivered a bad match.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tennille just gets it. So
So you're saying you're not calling her Rachel Ellering anymore?
that was just okay. That was cringy.
That's
You
what
sure you're
call
not a
it.
dad?
yeah, really.
Not that I know of.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
in the
I'm
match,
happy being alone. So alone.
oh, in the match,
In the match.
okay.
Do you need someone to do it for you, buddy?
Oh, so you get Caleb, so Dashwood's got Rachel down, and Caleb shouting, "Not so cute right now, are ya?" at Rachel. I thought that was hilarious.
Mm.
You know, Caleb always does a great job as a manager.
I love the new the ring light.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's gonna piss so many people off. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Does anyone know if he actually posts the videos?
I think he does. I think it's on Instagram.
Ah.
That would not surprise me. But no, I really have nothing but praise for this match, and I don't know how to praise it enough. So
Yeah.
No, it was absolutely amazing, and obviously Dashwood gets the win when Caleb distracts Rachel, and then Dashwood also gets the crucifix roll up for the pin, and I'm pretty sure that's the same way she pinned Jordan Grace, isn't it?
Yeah.
With Caleb distracting her and then her rolling her up.
yeah, it is. It's great. It was absolutely great. I loved it. Good finish. I can't wait to see where the story keeps going. Next, we go into TP followed by banging on Scott D'Amore's door. Decay walk up. Do you want Rosemary's not there, but do you want to take us through it anyway, Jordan? They're your people.
Who are you calling you people?
I mean, Hive Sims.
No, I'm gonna save mine. I'm gonna save my Hive Sims for a certain Hive Queen. But anyway, so TJP and Falaba, they're knocking on the door. You know, they're talking. They're just trying to get in touch with somebody, and Decay come by, talk a bit, and we all know where it's going, and it does go exactly where we know it's gonna go. Crazy Steve versus Falaba, and no, to me, it's just one of those things where, okay, first of all, Falaba didn't help out TJP. They didn't really, I don't know. This segment just didn't do anything for me. I don't know about you guys.
It's going to be a tag team match, isn't it? Crazy Steve and Black Taurus versus TJP and Falabar.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. That's my notes bad.
Okay.
My bad, everybody. I was distracted that Rosemary wasn't there, guys.
Next we go into Fire and Flava backstage.
Yes, this
They're
one.
walking around being like, everyone knows who we are. We're gonna ask everybody. We're going to ask everybody who we are. So I don't understand the point of that. They're like, everybody knows us. We're gonna prove it. Okay.
Oh
The
god,
first
this
person they
thing.
go up to, I was sitting here going, what the hell, Jordan? Jordan, what the hell? When did you get hired by Impact Wrestling?
And I just wanted to point out that they hired you as a cleaner because they want me as the champion.
Yeah, but I'm like another kind of cleaner. I'm like Kenny Omega. I actually have a belt.
You gotta admit that was a good one.
There you go.
Is that why you're sweeping the floor, Dan?
Yeah, and I swept through the competition. This feels like superhero banter. I love it. I'm loving it. And Trev's the other guy going, I'm here too.
I don't care about the title, guys. I really don't.
And we know you're the owner. We know. But continue with Fire and Flava.
So, yeah, Fire and Flava just go on to the next guy. But this guy has no idea who they are because it's his first day. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow, you are.
Come
You're
on.
bad. You're gonna get fired.
Yep.
Yeah, do you not watch Impact Wrestling? Like, I'm going to apply for this job at this company. It was, I don't know, I've never heard of him.
But they just start yelling at him, you know, it's like, we're Knockouts Tag Team Champion. We're Fire and Flava. He's like, you're Fire and Flava. We're Fire and Flava. You're Fire and Flava. Okay.
Okay. Fire and Flava.
We move on to the next guy who also just like doesn't care. Does not care who they are, the garbage guy. They start yelling at him, and then Rosemary shows up.
Oh no, that's all I got. That's all I got.
So Rosemary shows up and just gets in the face of Tasha Steelz. And then as they start backing away, Havoc's behind them. Rosemary smashes Tasha Steelz' head into the wall. And then Havoc throws Kira Hogan into the bin. And they both leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then since if I may, since he did the first part, you got the second part. Mind if I finish her off? So I just heard what I said there. Fuck. Anyway. Oh, now I see what I did there too. But anyway, in the trash bin, let's just be honest. This segment is freaking genius. If anybody actually knows what's going on.
Oh,
They're going through the bags, and they get one of them, and whose name is on that trash bag?
the great Mickey James.
Which, this was something I totally forgot about. I was going to say when we were talking about wrestling this past week. It is very interesting because, as many people may know, the NWA is producing a all-women's pay-per-view or all-women's show, and Mickey James is producing that. So that's interesting that she's made, because, well, we really don't know, because last year what they did with Slammiversary, you know, all the vignettes and all the teasers. So
can you see NWA working with Impact Wrestling?
I totally could.
Truthfully.
Yeah, I totally could.
In some capacity, yes. Here's what it is for me. I see Mickey James working at NWA in a backstage capacity with the women's division, and I see her working in ring in Impact. You're not gonna have her and Aldous at the top of the women's division, like at the top of their respective divisions, at the same time. it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
You're going to rub some fans the wrong way by doing it, so you might as well just avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think she'd be better wrestling in Impact.
I personally love the segment just because, it's the class. Well, I was really hoping Impact would do this for Slammiversary, because that's what made Slammiversary last year so exciting, because of all these really good little teasers they did.
Yeah, they had a lot of great hints last year.
And I mean, they're really smart with their teasers.
They are.
Next, we go into what is considered the main event. We have Rhino versus Kojima. And this was one hell of a slobber knocker.
Oh my god, this was a dream match for me.
I'm not surprised by that. These are two of your top guys.
I mean, I was just watching this, just excited just to see either Rhino gore Kojima or Kojima hit him with the lariat.
Yeah. But
beyond excited.
I disagree with both of you. I thought this match was a bit bland, really. I feel like this match was just a teaser of what's to come in their match, when you've got like 4, I'm going to say, veterans of the industry working together to face each other. I think that's going to be much more over the top. I think it's going to be amazing, that match. But this match I felt was a bit, I don't know, one-dimensional, kind of like you kind of could see what was going to happen. You knew who was going to win, especially with the chance of a tag team title shot on the line.
Yeah. I think it was just, for me, it was just, the excitement of seeing these two. So I think I was just more, happy. Even if the match was, didn't live up to my expectations, it was just nice to see these two guys facing off against each other.
Yeah, I have to admit, Kojima and Rhino is kind of just a random dream matchup from the 90s.
Had a great ending, though, I thought, Jay.
Yeah, it was good, like, I felt like Kojima was facing an uphill battle all the way throughout the whole match. And then he finally gets the lariat and does get the pin. But I don't know, I just felt a bit, I don't know, I just felt a bit, not bored, but just kind of like waiting for, I knew who was going to win, I was just kind of waiting for that moment. And I hate it when matches are too predictable. I dislike that so much.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So next we go into the card for tomorrow night. So if we add the tag team match that is TJP and Falaba versus Decay, we have the tag team title match between Diener and Doring versus Kojima and Eddie Edwards. We have Kiera Hogan going up against Rosemary. Shiro and Rohit versus Petey and Trey. Then Diana versus Susan. Should be an interesting show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 3 tag team matches. So,
One thing I've got to say, Impact has stopped just shoving everyone in the ring for every show.
It kind of feels like they try to do it every episode, yeah.
Yeah, it slowed down a bit, but I don't know. As long as the matches will be good, I've got no doubt about that.
Yeah. So as Josh and D'Lo are talking, Sammy interrupts them. You just hear him on the mic as they're talking. He's standing in the ring. He's calling out Dawn and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's surrounded by security, goading all 5 guys to come try and take him out of the ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
I think something else, before you continue, something we really got to give Impact credit on is they did something simple. They unfollowed Sami Callihan.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that last episode.
And they removed him from the entrance as well.
Like, genius. Just a simple thing like that to say, yeah, you're fired.
Oh, as we're talking about that stuff, congratulations to Sam Beal, who was officially added to the Impact roster page.
He deserves it.
Absolutely. But yeah, we have security trying to take Callahan out of the ring. And Scott D'Amore comes out, calms down the situation, gets security to leave. And he starts talking to Sammy and trying to explain to Sammy, he's like, look, man, I'm on your side. Like, I agree, Don went too far. I've been trying to defend you this whole week. I'm the reason why, like, I'm trying to make sure you still have your job and still have a match. And this is a fun segment for me because I love how pissed off Sammy is just in general. Like, he just looks like he wants to kill Scott D'Amore, no matter what Scott D'Amore has to say. But do you want to take us to the next part, Jordan?
So after Sammy does his disappearing ICU trick and leaves, Don Callis finally comes in because, no Sammy Callahan. And he basically says he had to do what's best for Impact. And he says that Scott D'Amore is too soft, and Callis stepped in and dealt with someone who is a low-life piece of garbage. And that, to me, the best thing he said was, wrestlers are just insects and are tools that allow Impact Wrestling to make money. So, and if you think about that, that is something that a lot of promoters, executives in wrestling, 100% believe. So I like that Don Callis was coming from this, from a, in a way, like a realistic point of view.
I agree, man. You think about the fact, like, how many people has WWE let go? Like, Don Callis is not stupid to this. He's aware. You know, he's painting himself out to be, quote-unquote, Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Like, that is what he's doing. He is the enemy. He paints himself to be this person, to try and sees himself as the good guy and as the hero, tries to portray himself as that, despite the fact that we all know better. And ultimately, in the end, he gets what he deserves, but, Jay.
Yeah, so Tommy Dreamer comes out as the person, and Scott D'Amore's like, listen, I love you, I don't have time for you right now to tell me I told you so. And he's like, Scott, I'm not here to tell you that. I'm the person Anthem has sent. And I was so, like, out of all the people, Tommy Dreamer.
I kind of get it.
Do ya?
I totally get it. From a booking perspective, Tommy Dreamer is an amazing mind. From an in-ring psychology perspective, Tommy Dreamer is top-notch.
Yeah.
When it comes to production, he gets it. Like, Dreamer has done everything there is to do. He just understands. And his position and his beliefs and the way he feels about the people in the ring makes him the perfect person to deliver this message.
I guess so. It kind of got ruined as well with Anthem's removing Don Callis as the EVP on their website a few weeks ago. Kind of ruined this. So as they're building up, Scott's going to be fired. I knew all along that it was going to be Don. And then obviously Tommy Dreamer fires Don Callis and says, yeah, like, it was all right. It was, just too expected again. I was just a bit disappointed with, I suppose, Anthem's leaking that information a bit early. They should have held off until this show. If they held off to this show, it would have been a shock for everyone, but we all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, because Scott D'Amore was selling it like no tomorrow, man. Like, that guy was crying. He was ready. Like, he was doing such a good job selling it, and I agree with you. It's really unfortunate that it was just like, we just knew that it was Don Callis. As soon as he came to fire Callahan, and they're like, okay, well, we're sending somebody from Anthem. I'm like, okay, so they're going to reinstate Callahan and fire Callis. Like, that's it. This is it.
Yeah.
This moment. It's real unfortunate.
And then Tommy Dreamer says there's a trash bag waiting for you in the back.
Oh,
Yep,
I know, that was
loved
such
it.
a good. I loved it. I love that.
I'll just say this: as much as we knew what was going to happen, the segment was very well done.
No, it was masterfully filmed, masterfully done. I loved it. It's just, it got a little ruined ahead of time. It's unfortunate. It's a spoiler. We got spoiled.
Yeah. And one that we couldn't miss either. Like I obviously I haven't watched, because being back at work, I haven't watched the shows live for a while now. But I stay away. I try and stay off all social media until I've watched it, because I don't like the spoilers. But
Yeah, same.
But this one was one that was just a bit too big to be missed.
Yeah, it was impossible.
Yeah.
So after Don Callis got fired, to me, this was my favorite moment in the whole segment, was him walking and Sammy's just right there, and you think this is about to happen. Sami Callihan's going to beat the crap out of him. But he basically says it would be way too easy to bring the violence to Callis. And he said he wants him to wait for Callis to watch Omega get his brains bashed in.
Yeah. Love it.
And I don't care who you are, if you have a pulse and you love wrestling, you are freaking pumped for Callahan versus Omega.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to say, Slammiversary, we have fans back again. This is the last thing I want to bring up before we close out, guys. A lot of people are saying online, like, is Callahan the right guy to beat Omega in front of a crowd? Because it feels like Slammiversary is going to be that place. And yeah, I kind of feel, I feel like Sami has the fuel. I feel like Impact fans, the people who are paying to be at that show, are going to have Sami's back when he wins.
Oh yeah.
I think they'll show him that respect. But a lot of people online are questioning whether he has that or not, and I don't understand why. I think he's proven himself quite a bit. I mean, not just an Impact. Just look at his body of work in general.
Yeah.
Man's incredible.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think AEW need to kind of have him on a couple of shows or something, just build that up, more interest in Impact Wrestling. I think it could really help. I don't know if Sami's going to beat him. I want him to, but are AEW going to let Kenny Omega lose the Impact title before he loses the AE title? That's my only issue.
Well, here's the thing. We have Triple Mania, where Omega is scheduled to face Andrade.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like, well, when is that going to... That's not far away from... So, I mean, he could just start losing the belts.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a rumor that was going around that Omega was injured, that he was dealing with some injuries. I don't know if that's true.
He's probably dealing with minor injuries. With the guy's breakneck style, I would not be surprised. I mean, breakneck as in, like, speed and ferocity, not, like, literally breaking his own thing. Mind you, I've seen some of the moves he's taken that are terrifying, so...
Yeah. I'll just say this, for all the people who are questioning, should Sami Callihan fight Omega for the title? I think absolutely 100% hell yes, because really think about this. Callahan has been, we've talked about how Impact Wrestling has gone from down in the dumps, and they were for a long time, and then they came back up. Callahan was like one of the top 4 guys that was bringing it back to the top. I mean, think about his angles with Eddie Edwards, his match, his unbelievable match with Pentagon at Slammiversary, his match with Tessa Blanchard at Slammiversary.
Not just his one match, but like that entire story was crafted by him. The story between Brian Cage and him was crafted by him.
Yep. So, two things. I will not be shocked if Sami Callihan one day becomes part or head of the creative team of Impact. And 2, for the fact that this guy has had year after year, the angles we talk about, Sami Callihan is probably right there in one of them. You know, in one of the angles we ever talk about in Impact. Yes, he should be the guy to face him. And I truly believe he could beat Kenny. Will he, though? The question is, you know, that's the real question, because everybody knows when you have all those belts and when you're parading with those belts, there's a real question of, okay, he's got to lose those belts at some point.
Yeah.
It's how he loses them. And I really think Kenny is one of those guys where if he loses the belts, it doesn't hurt him that much. It's just like, oh, he lost the belt over there, because it's a win-win. It's a win-win-win for all three. Andrade beats him, it helps Andrade in AEW and builds a program between him and Kenny. He loses to Sami, it helps Sami.
Yeah. It is literally just going to be the next step for Omega. Look at Okada when Okada lost his title after his first to Omega, after his first crazy reign. Okada was lost. He didn't know who he was anymore. He started dyeing his hair red, playing with this weird, like, inflatable balloon thing. He started doing a bunch of weird stuff, but you could see that he was completely lost, and he was playing that perfectly. And then over the course of a year and a half, we got to see Okada slowly pick himself back up, slowly rebuild himself, slowly become the Rainmaker again. You know, so I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to get something like that for Omega. His version.
The whole thing is, as long as he loses the belt, it's not going to be horrible as long as they do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to make a title look weak, and you definitely don't want to make Omega look weak.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
which
guys.
would never happen.
Anyway, guys, we could keep rambling on for quite a while about this, I'm sure, but we're going to wrap it up here. So, remember, everybody, the best ways to support us are to like, share, subscribe, leave comments down below. Make sure YouTube actually pushes our videos in the algorithm. And if you really want to support us, we have, in the link down below, patreon.com/WrestleGeeks2020. We have a couple different tiers over there. Help us out. We put everything we make there, we'll go back into the channel to make it bigger, better, to hire editors that know what they're doing, to hire people for music and custom artwork, all that kind of stuff. But until next week, everybody, remember, wrestling is for everyone.
Or else.